Joel Wright. This is my first board game review of Castellan, created by Steve Jackson Games, designed by Drew Bettitt. It is different to normal Steve Jackson games where there is no humour involved in this game. It is pure strategy castle building, using these magnificent plastic pieces to build your castles with. It is a 2-player only game, red versus blue. It says it takes 30 to 40 minutes to play. I played it quicker and with a 6-year-old. It also says it's 10 years and up, and I said I played it with my 6-year-old. She loved it. Okay, she didn't quite grasp what strategy really is, but she enjoyed building the castle and then trying to beat Daddy on points, which she didn't. But as I said, she did find it very entertaining. Played it with my wife, she enjoyed it. She's a huge strategy buff. She did like it. Very easy to pick up, straightforward rules. Can't go wrong with this game. This is the display case. When you get it, when you see it in shops, this is what you'll see. It looks huge. It's not. When you unpack it and put it all away, the box is this size. What's good about it, because it's this size, it's very transportable. And because it's mostly all plastics, very durable, very good against kids. I mean, the best thing is that you can move this around the board and it all stays together because it interlocks like a jigsaw puzzle. Each colour also gets 2 decks of cards, and I'll go through this when I explain the rules. Right, here you see a basic setup of Castellan in the game. Each side, red and blue, has 2 decks of cards. The difference in the cards is that one side of the back, it looks like it's just got all straights on it. And they mainly are. Sometimes you get an odd castle tower piece in there, but it's mainly all straight there, so that's what you're determined. You'll see here, this symbol. This means you can draw an extra card at the end of your turn if you play this card. We'll get round to that in a minute. So you see on the back of this one, it's all towers. So it's going to be mainly tower related with the extra or 2 wall piece in it. Each side has 2 decks of cards, 7 in each deck. Each card is the same as the opponent's. It depends what they draw at the time that will determine the strategy or not. So at the beginning of the game you set it up like this, 2 decks each, you take your coloured pieces and you have your grey pieces to the side for building. Each player draws 2 cards up from each deck, like so. That is their starting hand. Then determine a random start player. Let's say blue goes first. He can choose which card he wants to start with, which cards he wants to start with first. You can play as many cards as you have in your hand, so he could play from 1 card to all 4 cards on his first turn if he wants. So we'll start off, we'll play 2 cards from blue first. He draws up the pieces he needs, so he needs 2 straights, 2 towers, 1 short piece. Now once he's picked all these pieces up, he can set them out in any way he likes on the board. Voila. That is your starting, that's the starting play. He then discards his cards that he's used, but remember, he has played this card. So once he discards his cards, he gets to draw a card at the end of his turn, but because he's played the card before, he gets to draw a second card. You can draw your cards off any decks. Doesn't matter what you play down. When you come to draw up, you can draw from anywhere. This is where the strategy comes in to. This is where the strategy comes into what you draw up. You want more walls, then you draw up more wall cards. If you want more towers, you get more towers. So the red, he goes first. He looks at what's already there. looks like what is already there, and he sees what he can be. He's going to play one card on this turn. So again, he picks out his things he needs, and he can play them wherever he like, in any move. Like so. Okay, so not much is happening. He discards his card, and he draws up another card. He's going to pick another war one. So then blue plays. Now he's looking to what he can complete. He's going to play 2 more cards. Okay, and then he starts putting them together again. Here, he's completed a section, so he places his tower inside it. He's got some pieces left over, so he's just going to plonk them anywhere. Or, strategically, plonk them so it's hard for the opponent to complete any unclaimed courtyards. He's played 2 cards, but on this turn he can only draw 1 card up. So he draws from the tower deck. So red's got his last turn. He's got 3 cards in hand. He's going to burn them all. Burn them all, see what comes up. So he's got quite a lot he can come out with this. One courtyard complete. Now here's a good little knack here. By doing that, and putting that one in there, this actually scores 6 points. Now doing this one here is legal. Scores you 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quite handy. This is an illegal move because you can't put a tower piece on the end here. So do that. Just there. Another 5 points. Still got some pieces to go. She too is now struggling, or he too is now struggling what to do with them. You've got to play all your pieces. Now the other trick to this is if you cannot legally put a piece somewhere on the game, you hand the piece to the player. So then they have to play it. It could aid them, it could screw them as well. So red's done. Blue's turn. A few more pieces to go. Now what can she do in this to help her score? Probably not a lot. There's a bit up here, probably can complete. Blue, and that's about it. So as you put the last piece in, you're all done. Now as I said, comes down to the scoring. Scoring is basically, as I said, each colour counts up how many towers are surrounding their courtyard. So here will be 5, here will be 6, 11, here will be 4, 15, 20, 24, so on forward. So blue will do the same thing. Now there is an aspect that I missed at the beginning. You can double your towers once in the game. You can only do that once, you cannot go back on it, and that will score you double points. So instead of 6, it's 12, or if you've done it here, it'd be 10. So it's best to know when to pull this off, whether you're going to have a 5 tower or a 6 tower courtyard. And that's basically the game of Castellina. So yeah, I think this is a great game for families, especially kids, because the pieces are just like playing with Lego or any kind of building toy like it. Very durable, they're not going to break these pieces. Then there's the aspect of counting up. It's just simple maths, you're counting up how many towers have you got all together. It's that sort of thing is great with kids. I can't really see a downside. I mean, it's quick, so you're not going to be sat there. You could call it a filler game if you wanted to. 2 of you are waiting for 2 more people or someone else to show up to your group. You quickly grab this out, start putting it away. It's quick setup. I mean, if you keep it in the box divided, it's a quick setup. It's a quick breakdown, really. You just chuck it all back in, and off you go. It's done again. It's probably not for everyone, I have to admit. Some people are like, no, it's not enough in it. So what? It's not a huge, as I said, it's not a huge big strategy game. I would call it a filler game. It might be a bit pricey for a filler game. It is plastic pieces. Plastic pieces cost money. But it's great with kids. It's great with